Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. This is Ainaya Allah with the beloved truth. All right, I got some more news on Rodrigo Duterte, the president out of the Philippines. In the article, as you can see, it says Duterte visit to China may lead to changing alliances in East Asia. All right, now if you don't know about Duterte, simply a president of the Philippines. The Philippines have an alliance with the UN uh, and the US, but things as of late has been changing, and there's been a big uproar about the South China Sea. I made a few lessons on that, and things are really getting stirred up as far as the alliances uh, are concerned internationally. It seems as though America is losing their key alliances, um, and that's all part of prophecy, according to the Bible. According to the Most High is set up for these end times. He set up, America to go down, and all the nations are gonna is they're gonna turn against America. Okay, they're gonna turn against America, and America's gonna be destroyed according to Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Revelations chapter 18. All right. So, I'll read a little bit of the article and I'll get into the scriptures, because it's nothing but more information, you know, post after all, post some of the things that's been going on, South China Sea and, just the whole spectrum. All right. With these alliances. Okay. So, Duterte visit to China may lead to changing alliances in East Asia. It says the Philippine flag flutters from BRP Sierra Madre, a dilapidated Philippine Navy ship that has been around since 1999 and became a Philippine military detachment on the disputed Second Thomas Shoal. It says file. It says a Philippine. Oh, same thing. It says let me see. This is from Reuters. It says Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte travels to China next month on a visit that could redraw alliances in East Asia after his incendiary comments about the United States in active courting of Washington's chief rivals. The friendly relationship between the Philippines and the United States has been one of the pillars of Washington's strategic military rebalances rebalanced to Asia under President Barack Obama. But the alliance has been under strain since Duterte came to power 3 months ago and chaffed at U.S. Criticism of his bloody war on drugs, which has led to the killing of more than 3,100 alleged drug users and dealers by police and vigilantes. And, that's kind of stirring up a little controversy between American media. Oh well, America, uh, you know, uh, foreign policy. Okay, they have the Philippines in their pocket, but they're criticizing his President Duterte's motives on getting on his war on drugs. Now we see with the war on drugs happen here in America. All right, you have some, mainly the so-called black community being distraught and being destroyed by the drug epidemic, well, pandemic, okay, that happened here in America. All right, me myself, I've suffered from it. My parents suffered from it, and a lot of our people have suffered from it. America's strategic system of undermining these our social groups, the blacks and Latins and Native Americans, bringing drugs into the community. But they have a problem with him getting rid of the drug dealers and the drug users, which you're supposed to. You know, he's supposed to be doing that. So what he's doing is right. But like I said, America's built a system off of exploiting people when it comes to drugs. Okay, so they can spruce up their prison, industrial prison complex. All right, says he has insulted Obama and then made it clear that the Philippines will pursue a much more independent foreign policy that it has in the past. You see, so he's trying to get away, all right, from America, so to speak. You know, he's trying to get away from the uh, Western world when it comes to their foreign policy and help. All right, because the Philippines is nothing more than a pawn. All right, America want to set up military bases only for the strategic matter of having strategic spots, and, in the battlefield the battlefield of the world when it comes to the military power. It says that has included the Philippines extending an olive branch to China, despite the two countries being locked for years in a bitter territorial dispute in the South China Sea. Duterte has also spoken of reaching out to Russia. Ever since President Duterte took office, China and Philippines have been engaging in friendly interactions, which have yielded a series of positive results. Zhao Jinhao, um, the Chinese ambassador to Melina, said at a Chinese National Day reception at the embassy this week, the clouds are fading away. The sun is rising over the horizon and will shine beautifully on a new chapter of bilateral relations, Zhao said. Duterte plans to visit Beijing from October 19th to the 21st and hold talks with both President Xi Jinping and Premier Li uh, Keqiang. All right. So basically, it's telling you, like you said, man, the clouds are clearing and they're coming to an agreement. You know, the Philippine president and the Chinese, the Chinese powers there, and also Russia, they're coming into agreements. But this is all backed by scripture. First and foremost, this is the most important, thing. All right, so I got two scriptures, and also I want to point out. Well, I'll read the scriptures and I'll point out my second point, my next point. This is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country." And uh, Russia is that north country, okay? "And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken." All right. And another point in the scripture when it says of great nations from the north country, Russia and Russia's alliances, all right, whether they be China, all right, Iran, okay, and some other countries, all right. So they, it says, "and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." Okay, so what it's giving you is giving you what's going to happen. All right, it's giving you the prophecy on what's to come. So it's just saying before, and prophesy or prophecy means to say before. Okay, and it says in verse 10, it says, "In Chaldea shall be a spoil." Now, why is it referring to America? Well, it's referring to this is America, okay? When it says against Babylon, because America embodies the same strength as Babylon, okay? And it mentions Babylon in the Revelations, okay? And it mentions daughter Babylon, which daughter Babylon is America also, okay? It refers to America as, it used allegories okay, or an anachronism for America, all right, with these other empires, because they embody the same spirit, all right. Chaldea, when it says verse 10, Chaldea was known for the magistrates and their witchcraft, so to speak. All right. So in American politics, that's what you have. They deal with the left hand side of the spiritual realm. All right. They deal with sacrificing. They deal with witchcraft. They summon demons. Okay. And those that be in the inner circle. That's how the um, political field is ran. All right. That's what it's ran off of. Okay. Um, Bohemian Grove. They go there every year in July, at the end of July. And what they do seances, they do sacrifices, you know, and they worship to demons, okay? All right, so I'll get to the point. It says, verse 10, it says, in Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. America is the destroyer of the Lord's heritage. What is the Lord's heritage? The children of Israel. All right. We are his. And the so-called white man Esau, with his military might, has destroyed us throughout a span of 500 years, starting with the North American. We'll start with the Puerto Ricans, which they call themselves Taino Indians, the North American Indians, also with the Mexicans, all right, which you know they are the children of Israel, all right, and also you know last but not least the so-called Negroes, all right, which are part of the Lord's heritage. It says, because ye are grown fat as the heifer, at grass and bellow as bulls, right? So America has gotten rich. Okay, America has gotten rich by destroying the heritage of the Most High, taking the land and destroying the people off the land. All right, and taking the resources of the land and making themselves rich. Okay, and passing it down through, their, you know, their people, their generations. All right. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. All right. And the mother of, uh, you know, America is Britain. Okay. Because that's the foundation of America. They came from Britain. They came from Europe. They came from Spain. They came from France. But Britain was the main power. All right. So it says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a slack. It says, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, a desert, because the wrath, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. All right, and that's what's to come, man. And that the Lord is making it clear what He wants to do to America. All right. So and I'll get that other point just to show you how just to show you how the media is playing it. You know, American media is taking it lightly. But it's not. It's something that's not being light. All right. So different articles, and I just want to show you, you know, um, these different talking points, these different talking points of the American media. All right. Let me see. See, as you can see, the tension is. It says U.S. move against ally hardens as Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte. Um, I'll go to it. This is the L.A. Times, just to show you some different articles on what they're saying. As Stokes outrage, all right, because he's been saying some things because America has been a bully for the longest, all right. See, and then they're playing this thing lightly, all right. We know he analogy about him and Hitler. You know, they had in common, but he was taking. You know, his standpoint is he's taking out criminals. You know, but let me see. I think it's this one. Let me see. So I think it was NBC, CBS. They're saying he's apologizing, but it was one article saying that he basically him going to China is not going to lead to anything. So the propaganda is basically strong here in America, and they're taking this thing lightly, but it has greater implications behind it. So this is Jeremiah 51. Start. I'll start at chapter 51, verses 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. That wine represents the philosophy, okay? Okay, and it might not say it, all right? But it's an analogy for philosophy. Because when you drink something, you consume it, and when you consume it, it gets into your pores. It becomes, you become drunken with it, and they have become drunken with the westernized philosophy, which is democracy, which isn't democracy. Okay, it's a uh, it's a plutocracy. All right, and there's so much of the Western philosophy that undermines other countries' their economic system. All right, it says therefore the nations are mad. Okay, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if it so be she may be healed. All right, which she's not going to be healed.